We're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. Good evening. What the hell is this out here for? Okay. Good evening. How are we? Welcome to the February 22nd. I thought it was the 23rd today. Year of our Lord 2023. Episode of Wanderings of Dawn. Ash Wednesday. Oh, I don't want to do that. And here again today for this episode. Hopefully it won't make it too long. Hold on. Let's a lot of new stuff today, but it is the beginning of Lent, the Lenten season. If you are of the Christian faith, and this year I was going to give up for Lent drinking beer, which would have meant drinking alcohol in general. I only have 1 to 2 beers a day, but which is just to unwind at night. And sometimes I don't do it during the week, but I've been generally having. I was like, maybe I'll do that again this year. I did do it, or at least I did it for half a Lent a couple of years ago, and then I always come up with like something different, better or harder. And I was thinking this morning, like when I was getting up this morning, I was like, and I think towards like late last night, I was like, it would be harder. There's one thing that unless you're, of course, hardcore addicted, like an alcoholic or whatever. But obviously that would be. And I used to drink, a pretty decent amount of beer, but I was like, the one thing that I don't know. I mean, my favorite thing to do in the world probably is game. I like doing art, but I have trouble just sitting down and actually doing it. But gaming, since I've always had a penchant for doing that. It's been my favorite hobby as far as thing to do to relax. But something I was thinking, I was like, what would be tough, even though I'm not like big onto using my phone, especially when I'm out in public, except for when I'm at a restaurant. Like I got to be on, but it's not because of the phone itself or like YouTube or something like that, but it's social media. And I'll do this once in a while. Like on a Friday, I'll give up for the day. Social media or gaming, for like a penance thing, or not. In addition to like not eating meat, so I'm used to like not eating meat on Fridays. And I don't just do it during Lent. We do it. My family does it. Have been doing it for now. Let's say a couple of years, at least. What you should do. I mean, if you're Catholic, you should be doing that. But was giving up social media, not going on there at all. And I've done it for a day, and it's actually it's tough because you have the muscle memory of just checking Twitter or Facebook or going on chat like message boards, and just so used to it. And I'm thinking that would be harder definitely than drinking than stopping drinking like 1 beer a night, because that's only like one part of the night. Okay, just go to sleep, or just get another refill on your water or whatever, and before you go to bed, no big deal. Not doing social media, which I do from when I get up to when I go to sleep, checking it throughout. Usually, I'm like big into news related stuff, politics, conspiracy, stuff, all that kind of shit, memes. Um, and then doing some stuff on Facebook. I'm not really huge on Facebook. I used to be bigger on it. I use Facebook primarily to stay in touch with friends, um, and uh, don't really do any stuff, but anything besides on Facebook, besides memes and talking with friends and talking about different entertainment, different things that we like and stuff like that. Um, but on Twitter, I'm big time into news and get into politics and conspiracy and stuff like that. But just checking it mostly for news, for breaking stuff. And it doesn't have to just be like politics or geopolitical stuff or war or social issues or whatever. It's religion, also also sports, entertainment, gaming, stuff like that, art, uh, and particularly with this whole thing. For example, if you're a Devils fan, following that, supposedly we're really hot and heavy and trying to get Timo Meyer traded to us for the rest of the season from San Jose, and checking like every few minutes and every hour, and it's just something to do constantly, to check, and just that. I mean, it's not like so much. I can understand like the dopamine hit that people get like when they put stuff on, and they want to see if people like their new post and how many followers they get and how many people have watched the video. There's part of that with me, and that's probably the dangerous part, absolutely, of social media. But checking to see the latest breaking news and knowing what's going on around here, around the country, around the world. And especially because one of my hobbies has been documenting everything going on with the Russian war, the Russian-Ukraine war, and how it relates to possibly a wider regional and possibly world war in our near future. And so I actually write handwritten journals that I keep. I actually kept journals. Yeah. And this is just I'm on the third journal just from this war. This war's only not even a year old. It'll be in a few days, it'll be a year old. And I've got two other journals like this written up already completely. 200, and I forget how many pages they are. 240 pages or something each. And I actually wrote like 12 or 13 journals from the pandemic. So before the war started, I was doing the pandemic, the CCP COVID virus. And I was doing that. And I got like 12 journals of that. And that was just writing numbers, the daily numbers, and also any of the breaking news. Like I wrote for like the breaking news. Remember when it first started? Like they had to stop. There was a basketball game. I remember that was one of the first things when it finally really hit here in the United States. There was a basketball game on TV that they stopped and they evacuated because there were sick people. And all of a sudden, it really felt, oh crap, then they canceled the games, then they canceled the season, and then the lockdowns and the 2 weeks to, 2 weeks to stop the curve, whatever that garbage was. Yeah. But I'll have to get into those one day on my show. I went over. So I decided that's probably because I think when you do for Lent, you're supposed to give up something that's tough, that you want to offer up to God to say, hey, even I may be addicted to this, but I can give it up. I can at least give it up for a period of time to show it doesn't have that I might like it a lot. I might even be addicted on some way, but it's not to the point where I'm putting it above God and doing it for penance. So that's what I decided to do. So I'm not going to be. It's going to be tough, especially because, and probably this first week will be tough. I know when I do it just for one day, it's a bit tough because you're so used to the routine. But anyway, I digress. What else was I going to talk about today? Oh, I finally got it in. Now you probably can't really see it that well. It is. Because if I put it up to this, I could turn the lights up, but I don't want to. I'm too lazy. So this is. It's an EVGA XR1 Lite capture card. My capture card came in. I finally got it. I had it in the cart for a while. Now, there's a few things about this capture card. It's not top of the line. I probably would have gotten an Elgato if I wanted a real top of the line one. I don't have any reason to get a top of the line one because I'm just starting actual streaming. So I didn't want it. Now I could have gotten a cheap El Cheapo ones. Yes, there are lower level ones. This seems to be a pretty decent company, EVGA. Their higher end one is like 170. I've seen it on cheap. I've seen it cheaper. Maybe definitely 150, maybe 130, 120. It may have even been like Black Friday, like 99. I'm not sure. This one is like generally like 100, but I had seen it for 70 over the holiday for 75 over Christmas. And I was waiting for it to go down. It would go down to 95, 91. I saw it a few times in the 80s since Christmas. The other day I saw it hit 69. I was like, holy shit, I didn't see it. Yeah, it may have, if I waited till like a Black Friday or, Prime Day or something like that, it might have gone down to maybe even 50. But I was like, you know what, that I'm wanting to get one because I want to start to do work with it. I want to start to play around with it. I was waiting for 75. I'll take it at 69. I'll take it at $5 cheaper. I could wait and say, hey, maybe I'll wait until see if it hits 50. But I was like, that's more than fair. $30 off. I'll jump on it. So I did. I got it today. I didn't do anything about it. Do anything with it yet. It says it's certified for OBS, which is perfect. So I'll see how it works. It's going to be interesting. It can do up to 2160p. Max capture resolution. Input. Pass through. Yeah. It's like a 1080. It's not. I'm not getting I'm not going to get 4K on that. But how many people actually, if I'm sitting there making a check from Twitch or YouTube, doing streams and commentary and opinion show, podcasts or whatever, yeah, it's one thing. You invest a couple $100 into a higher end capture card. For my purposes, no, and especially I'm going to be doing a lot of retro systems. So, and I'm not even the PS5 games. I'll have some, I've got games like Ragnarok and Horizon, but I also do a lot of retro stuff too. And I'm more comfortable with the more retro stuff. So I really doesn't really matter that much whether to get that high end of a capture card. So just as an intro one, I'm definitely gonna, this is what I was looking for. I didn't want to get the real. You can get some pretty damn cheap ones, and probably would have been, okay to get a cheaper one. But I wanted one that was from a good a solid company that had a good capture card that's got a certain, decent level of quality with it. At least get a solid 1080p stream going without breaking bank for something 4K and shit that I don't need. I don't need that bullshit. So that should be fun. I'm gonna start to play around. Probably hook it up tomorrow and start to play. I really want to start to do some retro streams with old systems. I can probably start because it's right here. Start with some PS3 games because that'll be easy enough. But then get my my retro systems from down at my retro center down in the basement and get those going. But that'll be interesting. Additionally, I got my PS VR 2 in today from the Sony store, from Sony. I got I did get, as soon as they opened the pre-orders up back in November, I was able to get it. And it wasn't like the PS5, which I didn't get until a year after. I had gotten every PlayStation system up to the PS5 day one. I could not get the PS5 day one. If I had still gone to the store and known, I used to know everybody in the gaming stores down in the mall by me, and it's been years since I've done anything in there. If I still had my contacts, I probably would have been able to get a day one. But there was another thing that was kind of leering in the back of my mind, and that was like, maybe I should stop getting day one anymore, because I've just had good luck with the systems, besides, of course, the Xbox 360, which I didn't day one. I got that a couple months later after it came out, but still got screwed and got screwed because of the ROD. But I was saying, yeah, well, because it probably what was freshest in my mind is my PS4 Pro just has issues. It's a day one PS4 Pro, and it just, there's games like there's Ni no Kuni 2 is the only one I've seen it do it consistently on. It can't run that game in certain areas of the game. It crashes. It freezes. Yeah. But on a regular PS4, you can play those areas perfectly fine. Yeah, and I had no idea. On a weaker version, there's something with the day one, the first release PS4 Pros that had issues with certain games, and also sounding like a lot of high fan use for some reason on things. But so I got the PSVR 2, and as I said, I'm probably not gonna get. I'm not even gonna use it until maybe I might get it for my birthday, or I might just wait and get it for Christmas, because I didn't get it with I didn't get the Horizon bundle. I am going to get the Horizon game. It looks really, really good. It's gotten good scores as far as I know. But I said I can wait on it. At least I'll have it. Get that out of the way. But I said, you know what? They'll have more, because by that time, by Christmas, I'll be able to. There'll be more games out. The games that come out at launch will have you'll be able to get on sales. So I don't need it now. I still haven't really played much of my. I do want to. I still have a lot of PSVR 1 games that I'm going to play. So I'll just wait. For Christmas, yeah, I got to wait 10 months, but big deal. I waited for like my PS4. Not PS4. I got an iPad Pro for Christmas, and I had it since July. Like I bought it in July, left it in the box, sealed, until Christmas, and I have that kind of patience. Now I do have other iPads and things I can use, but I really needed one over the Samsung Galaxy Tab Lite, because I wanted to try Galaxy or Samsung. I wanted to try Google, Android operating system, and it's pretty cool. But I decided to go back to Apple because it's just there's one thing. I mean, if you've used Apple for forever, you've got kind of all your content, especially Apple content. You might as well just keep it on there, in one family. I mean, I know there's things, I guess, because Google is more open up, but I was just more used to using Apple and everything. And I gave the tab to my father. He uses it to read the newspaper now. But what else? So I won't be talking about VR2. I am going to try it out though, because if there's I haven't heard about anything as far as any kind of issues with the first. But anytime you have a first release of some electronic hardware of some sort, you always get leery that there's some kind of defects or something like that. And so I want to make sure, especially because if I'm going to get it for Christmas, if it's screwed up and I need to use the warranty, a lot of warranties are 3 months or whatever, or to return it for a refund or something like that. You got to do it pretty close to after you bought it. So they ain't going to say, oh, hey, I bought this back in February, but I didn't get it till Christmas. Can I exchange it or something? You're going to get problems. So I do want to make sure it works. So I will try it. I downloaded the Star Wars demo. That looks pretty cool. It's whatever the Star Wars game is. And Horizon actually has a demo too. So I'm probably going to download that tomorrow. I'll give it a try, see how it works. And then I'll give you an initial, just a initial thought. It won't be an initial, first initial feelings, initial use type of thought. It'll be like a pre-initial use kind of review. But anyway, so today, gaming-wise, I actually been playing a little bit more Celceta. I'm trying to get that trophy. I did get up to 99.4% of the map. I'm trying to get the 100% map trophy. And Frida's trophy. I'm using her right now. So I'm going around the entire map again, hugging every side, trying to get that. Trails SC, we beat. Now, I went through. I talked to everybody. I want to talk to everybody in Zeiss, but I went down to Chaldia Tunnel, and I fought a monster chest down there, as well as there's a target, an extermination target, completely blind for both of them. Did not even. I just wanted to see if I could. I was just like, let's try it out. If there's like something really bad, like some kind of debilitating status effect or something, I might have to reset. But I actually beat them both first try, and came close. It was tough. Off stream, I did another trap chest because I wanted to do this something issue of having OBS, and I still have it a little bit. The video quality is not coming out HD, and I don't know why. I know there was some issue. I was playing around with options and stuff, so I did get it better. So I did an off camera or off stream, like 10-minute or 14-minute little video, and it's better, but it's not as good as it should be. Still, some sudden, and I put it up to like the quality up to 1080, and it's still. So I might have to put it up higher. I don't know. I'll see what happens. But then I talked to so I did that. Yeah, that was those two boss battles were nice fights. One thing now I didn't try. One thing I talked about with the first one and the second one. Um, and it's something that's pretty central to me. Is I love my role playing games to have excellent battle music, a regular battle and boss battle, especially because you're going to be hearing these a lot of the time for a lot of the game. The better the music, the more it makes not only my overall feelings on the game better, but it gets you pumped up. It 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 energizes you like through the grind because you know you're going to be fighting lots of random encounters or whatever. Um, you're going to do leveling and stuff. It helps. It sets you in a better mood for the monotony of combat, of a lot of combat. And the one thing that I about the Legend of Heroes so far is that the music has had some good tracks outside of battle, but in the first one and so far in the second one, I was like the the battle music hasn't been that has been something that was decent. I don't want to say forgettable, but not something that really hooked on me until yesterday and today. The boss battle music in the second one, and I have to compare it back to the first one. But the boss battle music is really growing on me. I really enjoy it. Yeah, especially there's this one part in it that's really good, really good. I think you know what I'm saying if you played it. So I do have to give my props. The regular battle music, it's all right. I actually think the first one's regular battle music so far has been better. But the boss battle music, it's fun. It's the first battle music in either game that stood out to me. So I did want to give that shout out. So anyway, I talked to everybody in Zeiss. I did that one extermination quest. I have 2 quests to turn in. We'll turn those in tomorrow, and then we're going to start another quest that we can do right in town. And then after I do that, I'm heading over to. I cleaned out Caldia Tunnel, so I got all the chests there, so I don't have to return there. Now I'm going to tomorrow. I'll head on over to Wolfgate and continue the story. So that's what I'm looking to do. So anyway, I'm going on pretty late. It's getting pretty late now, and I'm hungry. I gotta get to sleep. So long day, but if you get used to fasting like throughout the year, then Lent and Good Friday really they're more manageable. If you only do it once a year or you've never done it before, you really feel like you're gonna, and especially if you do a lot of exercise and stuff like that. And those muscles are hungry. You gotta feed those muscles. I'll tell you, it's something else. But anyway, other than that, I am going to take off. This is the end of another episode of Wanderings of Don. I hope to see you next time. I will have a good night. May the Lord be with you, and I'll see you again.